Okay, so I want to get into some. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm totally into train theory. It clicks with me. It totally makes sense, and it's like, especially when like if you have kids, right, and your kids are running crazy, you go where all these kids are running crazy. That's bringing so parents in, kids in. You know, somebody gets sick. Let's say they've worn down. They trigger somebody, then they trigger everybody. Everybody gets triggered. And that's why they call it flu season, because they know that's the type of year that the human animal sheds its toxins. It's so deep, dude, and it's so dark, and everyone, and like, I have good friends of mine that are so smart people, and they just, it's like, I love Dr. Drew. He's a great guy. I'm blessed to call him a friend, you know. But I brought up the AIDS thing, and he goes, "Yeah, I was part of the Dallas Buyers Club." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna shut this conversation down right now because I don't want to get ran out of here." But it's like, bro, it's like you they told you, you took a blood sample, you sent it to somewhere, okay, and you put that he was gay on there, and they're like, "Tell the gay guys they got AIDS. Tell the gay guys they got AIDS." And they came back with AIDS, and then they took AZT, which was a cancer drug. So when they say your immune system, it means you're sick. You've ran yourself ragged. You've been doing poppers, taking speed, doing all that shit. Dude, one of the earliest Joe Rogan shows was a guy going on going, dude, most of these guys totally got AIDS. They were doing poppers and they were shooting speed. Their immune system was shot. So when they tested them, they didn't find a lot of white blood cells. And we can even get to the PCR tests on that too, as well. So they just, hey, you got AIDS. And then they take a cancer drug for the rest of their life.
Yeah, you're making patients for life. I mean, that's what all of these things are. Even like we just talked about the herpes, you scare people into making them believe that they got herpes and then they're going to be completely depressed for the rest of their life. You're making them a patient for life by using fear, like you said, against the people. And then because people are not paying attention to their body and what they're doing to it and putting drugs and other things into it, then it's not putting two and two together. But it's just, you start to look at it, the body is so simple. And when you just break it down, you go, okay, if I take care of my body, I'm not going to have health problems. If I don't, I'm going to have health problems. Simple, you
In
know?
business, that's the ideal situation, you know. What do they call it? Recurring revenue model in business. That's, yeah, patience for life. It's money forever and ever. They just keep coming back. It's
Oh,
amazing.
and they got them on a whole different thing. Now they have them on this thing called PrEP. So now they have to take a pill their whole life so they don't get AIDS.
And PrEP is like, dude, you've read stories on it. It's destroying their kidneys and their
Hmm.
liver. Like, it's like they're like the worst alcoholic of all time.
Yeah.
And they drink on it. Then I guarantee you they still drink on top of taking PrEP. These guys are crazy.
Are
Yeah,
they
and
not
that's
supposed to
and that's
drink on it?
and then they need a liver transplant, and that's the thing is you also have to look at the medical system as 20% of the GDP. So if it's 20% of the GDP, that's a large part of, the economy. I mean, I've realized how rigged the economy is, but if 20% of the medical system is the GDP, that's a huge chunk. So they don't want to lose that. I mean, this is where it gets crazy. I was looking at the 1986 vaccine tax. I didn't even know this existed until about a couple days ago. When Reagan signed his bill to protect vaccines, because so many people were going after vaccine companies that they were all going to go out of business and oil was going to go out of business because they're intertwined. He put on a special tax that the government gets 75 cents per injection, which goes into the people for their vaccine injury lawsuits. So you think about that. If they put 4 million or 4 billion or whatever they're doing into people every single time, they get $1. So these systems are making money, like keeping people sick constantly and getting a tax on it. So it's really hard for when somebody comes in and says, we're going to tweak all this and do this. It's like it doesn't really work like that. What they should be doing is getting rid of income tax because income tax is illegal.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, you look at the system and go, it doesn't make any sense.